Today I'm working on a 2007 Chrysler Town & Country. The heat has stopped working on this vehicle, and I believe that it's a blend door actuator or the blend door itself is stuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and investigate. So when the vehicle is on, there's no response whenever you turn it to cold or hot. It just stays one flat temperature. And in fact, it'll start to click sometimes, which is a symptom of the blend door actuator being stuck. I have had in this vehicle issues with the blend door itself actually having to get moved physically with the screwdriver. So I'll go ahead and take this heater core panel off and see what's going on. So first step is we need to access the blend door actuators. If you get down in the vehicle underneath, you got your heater core in this area. I'm gonna get a flashlight on. And if you look up a little bit, you can see your blend door actuators. In my case, I've done quite a lot of work with the blend door itself in this vehicle. So you can see some liquid nails because I had to access the blend door and remove it. What I'm gonna do right now though is identify which of these blend door actuators is on the heat and which one is the different zones. I'm pretty sure I remember that this one is the cool or hot, flipping the blend door, and this one is the zones, but I want to verify. And the way you verify is turn on the car and then move one of your knobs for the zones, which is right here, and you'll see it move. Okay, I got my hand on the actuator knob. Okay, I got my hand on the zone knob, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it. And yep, as I recalled, the top one is the different zones. So as you change the knob to the different settings, like lower where your feet are, the lower zone, or upper where it'll use the vents that blow it on your face, or defrost, windshield, all those different settings are fields inside of where it stops. It is clicking though, which I have noticed. So that's where my clicking's coming from, is that one. I have a feeling that this one is just dead. So I'll try and move the hot cold one and see. Okay, it's trying to move, but it's looking like it's lifting up and down, meaning it's not able to turn that blend door. You see that? It's supposed to be trying to turn it to cold or hot, and it can't move right now, so it's actually having to pull backwards to let off that pressure, and it's kind of clicking a little bit too. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that actuator and then see if I can turn that blend door manually and see if that fixes the issue. The actuator might not be bad. Okay, so my actuator is mounted with a bolt here and here. There are two of them. They're 8 millimeters. So I got an 8 millimeter socket. I'm gonna go ahead and work on taking those off. I don't know if I can record while I do it, but I'll give it a shot and fast forward here. Since I'm not taking this heater core coil cover off, it's possible that the bolt might fall and get caught in here, and then I have to take it off, but I'm gonna do my best. I've done this more times than I care to admit, and I will see if I can get it out without dropping it. I give myself a 10% failure rate. We'll see if I'm accurate or not. Okay, no camera. I'll get it off real quick. Something to point out is that this isn't exactly a comfortable job. If you see, I'm right next to the brake pedal and I'm leaning underneath this like dash cover. You can take all this stuff off if you don't want to like stretch the way I'm doing it. It's definitely not comfortable, but you know, it's less steps, but you can certainly take it off. I'm not going to do that in this video. Update, I got the first bolt off from right there. Now I'm going to get the tricky one, which is right here. Got the second bolt off. Drop that down, pull this actuator off. It looks like the actuator is it stripped? It's not stripped too bad at all. So then that means it's going to be the blend door itself. This is pretty rowdy. So what I had to do in the past was actually cut this panel open to get to my blend door. This is what the blend door actuator is supposed to do, which is turn this thing. That makes it air conditioning. That makes it heater. So what's keeping it from turning? Because I just turned it easily. You can even see in my panel there, you can see the blend door moving. There, that should be heat. Okay, it doesn't feel like it's stuck on anything. I think the blend door actuator was misseated on these little teeth. So I'm gonna put it back on, make sure it's seated correctly, and then see if the heat works. Okay, that didn't fix the issue yet. So what I did is I'm going through the actuator self-test to realign everything, because I think it's a realignment issue. You hold this button and you hold this recirc button at the same time. The windshield wiper and the recirculation button at the same time for a few seconds, and then it'll start blinking and flashing. And what that's doing is it's going through a realignment test for both actuators and getting things correct. So the problem is the blend door is in the cold position and the actuator's in the cold position. And then when you turn the knob to cold, it's trying to turn it beyond cold. So it's getting stuck and popping. So I need to realign it. I believe that's what just happened. Let me check. Yeah, once your recirc button is blinking, that means that the test is done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the knob in cold and see what happens. I now have it on the heat mode and I'm feeling hot air. This air is going to get hotter and hotter though as the temperature of the engine increases, of course. So I now have hot air for the first time this winter. I took those actuators off, realigned it, made sure the blend door was not stuck, put them back on. I did the actuator self-alignment test and that seemed to be working. Got the hot air. I'm going to now test it and put on some cold air, make sure it goes to cold, and then I'll test it and make sure it goes back to hot. If it starts clicking and popping, I'm just gonna go ahead and replace those actuators. You might get to this point and go, but it's hot, I need hot, I'm ready to stop. You can do that, but if you still have the underlying problem, you know, it's just gonna, the next time you switch it to air conditioner or heat, or a kid bumps it, or a package bumps it, you're gonna be right in the same position. So I really recommend do the next test and replace those actuators if you need to. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the air conditioner on. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it to AC. Immediately got cold air. Love it, that's working. Not hearing any pops. Well, I'm hearing some pops and bumps, not many. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it back to heater. Ultimate test. Okay, I'm back to heater. Not bumping anymore like it was. Remember how it was kind of coming out and then back in, out and then back in. So I think it's realigned now at this point. Okay, so I was able to flip it from heat to cold, back to heat. I didn't hear any more actuator bumps and pops. So I think I'm good at this point. But to be honest, these actuators are cheap. So I mean, they break all the time. Luckily, if you buy them at the right place, you can get a lifetime warranty, which is what I have. And anytime they break, I take it back and I get a free one because it has a lifetime warranty. So I've had to do that like 4 or 5 times over the last few years. So just find a place that offers that because you're probably going to need it. It would suck if you had to buy them at $30 or $40 a pop each time because I've had to do that so many times. But it's nice. I have heat again. I really hope that this was helpful for you and I appreciate you watching.